Welcome back to It Was Never a Phase Cards, your daily stop for Pokemon news, trends, and market updates. And we got a fun one for you guys today. We're talking about a very interesting card that's grown a lot in value recently that you may not even be aware of. And then we have some other market update stuff for you as far as booster boxes go. And then a few older cards that are moving quite a bit. It's an interesting one. Let's just jump straight into it. And we are starting off. This is the Gengar VMAX. Now, this may look like a familiar card to you guys. If you haven't seen, it's shot up a lot recently. This is the the prize pack stamped card. Now, my understanding of this, I don't really play competitively in the TCG. Currently, it is something I want to do, but, something I haven't really moved forward with as of now is that this is actually from, you have to win this. So this is from winning a tournament is where how you can get this stamped card. Now, even just on TCG Player, you can see on the year chart, this card is up pretty massively. You can see there's not a lot available, right? We have 3 copies available, and it's up 448% on the year. Now, the interesting thing is TCG Player has the market price at 530, but it's really looking like the market price is actually way higher on this card. You can see currently lowest listed, we do have a Spanish copy at 625, and then after that 1250 and 1750 here on TCG Player. But if we hop over to eBay, we can check the most recent solds, and we're seeing 760, and prices are varying a little bit on the eBay side. You can see 760. This one went on bids back in March, and then earlier March we had another one that went for over 1,000 on 39 bids, and then this was a Spanish one that went for 210, very light played / near mint, and then before that 1,500 and 900. So prices kind of a little bit all over the place, but kind of around 1,000 or more potentially on this card. So keep in mind that this wasn't for bids or anything. 1,500 and 900. So the price on this card definitely shooting up a lot, and it's more expensive in a lot of cases than the alternate art Gengar from Fusion Strike, which is kind of wild. This card's, even with this card coming down, back here when it was up at 748, 750, the fact that some of these cards were selling for 1,000, and 1,500, this is like alternate art Gengar in a PSA 10 pricing. So that's kind of wild. I was really shocked to see that kind of pricing. Like, I do understand the rarity of this if you have to like win a tournament to get it, but still it's it's just the same art as the other Gengar VMAX from the set. And for me personally, as a collector, I'd probably want the alternate art, and this one, down quite a bit recently, down to around 630, but still this is kind of where I would lean. But you can see, as far as TCG goes, the supply on this is much different. 67 copies here versus 3 copies here on the prize pack. So, definitely a rarer card, even though this card is extremely difficult to pull. And then just for a fun comparison, if you want to just look at the normal version of this card that doesn't have any stamp on it, currently it's around $20, nothing crazy. But if we look at the 1-year chart, this card has shot up in value recently as well, 185% up. It used to be a $7, $8 card. Now we're seeing 20. So if you want this art for any specific reason, then you can just pick up this one and not get the stamped prize pack. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments about that prize pack stamp, because that is very interesting. Then next up, just to take a gander so you guys can see like all of the prize pack cards, the other ones that are out there. We got a Charizard, Gengar, Pikachu, Umbreon, and you can kind of see roughly market prices being shown right here for all of these. There is another Gengar at 137. So, these do hold a significant amount of value considering what they are. It's just a lot of very affordable cards with the prize pack stamp on them. So, but yeah, you can see, and if we scroll down a little bit more, you can see some of the other ones. So there's quite a few of them out there. If you weren't familiar with these, like I said, I don't play the TCG, so I wasn't super like locked in with these specific type of cards. So it's just a little interesting, little bit of tidbit information on that guy. And then some really stunning cards that we have to talk about. from Double Crisis. We've talked about these in the past, but this is the Team Aqua's Kyogre, one of the most this pair, and then with the Team Magma, this pair of cards are some of the most stunning in all of the TCG, I think, in my opinion. Very cool cards. Obviously, these ones are up pretty massively and continuing to rise recently. 50% up in the past 3 months, going from 215. Now we're over 300. And you'll notice too, these are low supply cards as well. 3 copies available right now on TCG Player. So, and then we'll zoom out to the one you guys can see 215% on the year. A full year ago, you're looking at $100, and now we're at over 300. And lowest listed right now, you're at 315, and then it jumps up into the $400 range. And then you got Team Magma's Groudon here, which is similarly priced. It's a little bit more affordable, just under 3 at 288. You could see just under 70% growth, and you can see a big influx in sales right here, coming just a little while ago. So 8 copies available on this one, and it looks like it's flattened out a little bit recently, but 1 year chart 217% and $90 1 year ago. So pretty similar. I do like I like Groudon more as a Pokemon, so I'd probably lean towards the Magma's Groudon here, but the Kyogre they're both absolutely stunning if you've ever seen these cards in person. Very nice looking cards. Lowest listeds right now. A few more copies listed, but around $300. So just had to touch on that these cards are continuing to rise in value, and it doesn't really surprise me because these are rare cards that are very nice. So not a shocker to see in any way, shape, or form. Before we get over to the sealed stuff, we got to talk about the sponsor of today's video, which is Misprint. Misprint is a marketplace similar to like your eBay, except they work a little differently. They have a bid and an ask system, which is more similar to what you're going to see on the stock market. They also have a portfolio tracker, and you can see some of their features popping up right here. They also have, if you're looking to sell, they have the ability to list 20 plus slabs with 1 photo. So that's actually a really nice feature. And something that was important to me when they reached out to sponsor a video was I had to know their seller fees. Selling fees are 10%, so you're looking at below eBay. You're going to get more money on your sales than if you were to sell on eBay, and they're growing every single day. So we're looking at graded cards and sealed product on Misprint, and as you can see behind me, I like graded cards and sealed product. That's kind of most of my specialty. So Misprint lined up exactly perfectly with what I like to collect and what I like to sell. So feel free to go check out Misprint. There will be a link in the description. You can earn some in-store credit if you want to share and refer friends. They have a nice referral program. And speaking of that, they do have, this is another just a small thing that I did like about Misprint was they have the Misprint Misprice, which is essentially a giveaway. And you can see how many entries are currently in here, a weekly giveaway. And this is what you will win for this week, Japanese Latias in a PSA 10. If that's something that you're interested, it's essentially free to enter just by referring friends. You get entries, and then if you win, you get the card for $5. So that was just another little thing that I really liked a lot as far as Misprint. So you get giveaways. You have a great buying and selling platform for graded and sealed cards. So go check out Misprint. There will be links in the description below. And then a little bit of news if you guys missed it. We did have some Pokemon Center drops again yesterday. So 2 days ago, we had the Prismatic PCETBs, and then now we're seeing Destined Rivals. Like, everything dropped. And this was not a successful drop for me. I missed out completely. I got in the queue immediately, and by the time I got through, I got nothing. So I will admit, though, I can't really complain because I was able to get 2 Prismatic PCETBs the day before. So I still haven't been able to secure a booster box at MSRP. Would have loved to have gotten another PCETB. But we're just going to be positive with what we have. So, yeah, grateful. Let me know if you were able to hit. Congratulations if you were able to get anything off of this drop. And if you weren't, my frustration is with you guys. I think overall, though, I've been fairly lucky, all things considered. So, not too much complaints from me overall, but I definitely have missed out on a few of these drops now. So the queue system, a little bit frustrating at times, but it is what it is. So the hopefully, this is a good sign of things to come as far as continuing for more drops from Pokemon Center moving forward. So that does continues to make me a little optimistic moving forward. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep you guys updated. And then, lastly, to end it off, there are a few sealed products that I did want to talk about. We have the talks of the Prismatic ETB reprint that should be hitting here, shortly, and we're already seeing the effect of that on the ETB side. Now we're seeing the ETBs drop right now to around 120. You can see they dropped down to 119, and they've already rebounded back up just a few dollars to around 122. But you can see a big influx in sales happening here. You can see 211 happening yesterday, which is a big increase. The biggest day before was April 4th at 106 items sold. So quite a big difference as far as price. I don't know how far these are really going to drop. I would be really shocked if we see these, anywhere near MSRP. I just don't see it happening. I think the demand, people are waiting, including myself. If these become even more affordable, just snagging up as many of these as possible for Prismatic. But at 120, we'd have to go back right here to see the last time these were at 120 was February 13th through 15th. So at least it's dropped from the high of 142 down to 120 is what we're seeing. So interesting there. Let me know if you guys think that that's enough of a drop. Are you waiting? Kind of what's your plan for that? How far do you think it's going to go down? And then we got to talk about some booster boxes as well to end off the video. Surging Sparks continuing to drop a little. It's not dropped like that crazy, if I'm being completely honest, but we were seeing 260 not that long ago, 264, 265, and it's come all the way down to 240. So not the craziest drop on the surging boxes, but if we want to look at last time, we were at 240. You can see most recent sale at 232, but if you look at lowest listeds, if you include shipping, we're still in the 240 mark here for these last boxes right here. So pretty much 240-ish. We'd be back in February at 243, and then if we zoom out a little bit more, yeah, I mean, it's not the craziest drop, especially when you zoom out on the 6-month chart. It looks like just like a little bit of a dip, and that's kind of all it really is. But a little bit of a drop, so it's something to keep an eye on as far as surging. Now, we also, another box that has been dropping is Journey Together. However, we're seeing our first little rebound off of this. Now, these boxes just recently, as far as TCG Player goes, they dropped to under 200, just barely. Under $200 right here on the 23rd, and they've already rebounded back over that. The 24th went up to 207, and then the 25th back up to 210. So still holding over that $200 mark for Journey Together. A little bit of a dip and a bounce. So I thought that was very interesting. I didn't know if they were going to get to down to 200, below 200 and hold. Obviously, the market said no, so that's what is happening there. And then to end it off, some strength with some booster boxes that we're seeing is Paldea. Paldea Evolved continuing to chug forward, up almost 25% just in the past 3 months alone. And we're seeing right around 240 now. Most recent sale 239.95. And let's see if we have lowest listed right here. Lowest listed with shipping is actually 245. So Paldea Evolved cracking that $240 mark essentially. And if we zoom out on the 1 year, you're going to see we're at an all-time high for Paldea Evolved. And yeah, it just very steady growth, stagnating at times, and then just continuing to move up. So we're seeing the all-time high on Paldea Evolved. And then if we look at even Scarlet and Violet base, looking really good as far as percentage gains, 37% in the past 3 months. Hasn't been able to crack that $200 mark. You can see we're at 197, 198, but continuing to push closer and closer. If we zoom out to the 1 year, a year ago, $88 box, if you can believe that. and now we're at just under 200, on the verge of cracking the $200 mark for SV base. So that'd be an interesting price point when it breaks that 200. So something I'm just keeping an eye on. I don't think it's not necessarily going to just like hit 200 and then continue to shoot past or anything like that, but I think 200 and cracking through is an interesting psychological price point. And similar, you have Paradox Rift doing a similar thing. You can see most recent sale at 198, 199, pretty much right there. But slowly continuing to climb. 3 months ago, this was 150. And then it's been kind of around 195. It did hit 197 before. Now we're seeing just a little bit higher. So it's taken a while. This was, beginning of the month. So slow and steady growth as of more recently. So we'll see if this one can crack 200 as well. A year ago this was just under 100. So 100% growth on Paradox Rift. Another stunning set. I honestly like Paradox Rift a lot. If you watch the channel, we did a video on this recently. So Paradox Rift, yeah, about to crack 200 as well. Lowest listeds are at 198 and 199. Just a few sales right here, and then technically we'll be over that price point if you include shipping here in a few sales. So on their way to a few more Scarlet and Violet boxes cracking the $200 mark, which is honestly pretty wild. I think a lot of people a year ago definitely would not have called that. So yeah, the bull market helping out intensely there on the booster boxes to end the video. But yeah, a little bit of a mix match, hodgepodge, however you want to look at it, of some interesting cards at the beginning, some older cards, and then some sealed product to end it off. Just a little bit of a market update for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. There should be a video popping up somewhere around here. If you guys want to enter the giveaway, feel free to click on that video. It tells you how to enter and everything that we're giving away as we push towards 20k subs. So thank you for watching. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button because we do daily videos so you guys can stay up to date on everything that's moving, new reveals, all of that good stuff. But I'll catch you in the next one. And remember, it was never a phase.